So I pulled out my Cemetery Hills, uh, aka Geek Boy Homecoming, um, pre prequel little, not even full on manga, but like little book that they made. That was at a comiket, I think, and this came out in 2016. And this is supposed to be the bridge from season one, season two, or like the halfway point, because this came out 2016. PSG ended in 2009 in Japan, and then of course everything happened with that. And then they made this as like a bridge kind of follow up kind of thing if they ever did a season two type deal. And interestingly enough, I didn't even know that there was a version two of this, which looks exactly the same, except it'll have a little sticker right here, like those manual little like stickers you would see kind of like at like small supermarkets, like not name brand or anything like that, where it's like a dollar something something. And so what they did was put a little sticker on it that looks like it says 1.5. And from what I can read online, because I haven't found like a picture of them side by side or like someone going through them like page by page or anything. I did look a bit on Google, and then I also did like looked in like Japanese what's it called, like not Reddit, but I forgot what they were called, message boards and like stuff like that. And like from what I could find, nobody really had one next to like right next to each other or something like that, so I could compare them. But from what I could read and what I could read and find out about is that they are the exact same. Oh yeah, and it'll also say like remastered, or it says something. There's like a little title underneath there, and so all I could understand from it is that it's the same thing. They just recolored it and like changed some of the wording, but that was it. And so, anyways, after that, I'm like, well, how different is it? Because I've heard people say that this book is nowhere near the same, and then some people say that it is the same, and I think it is like pretty dang close to what ended up happening for the true episode one of season two or part two, depending on how you want to name the new painting and stocking. Um, so I kind of looked at the book again and then rewatched episode one again, and then I was lucky to go to the premiere and actually watch it, and I was like pretty excited when I was at the premiere, and everything. Oh yeah, so super sorry. So yeah, so spoilers, super spoiler warning, possible spoiler warning, and then possible not spoiler warning because like not even sure if what happens in this book will happen, um, in the foreseeable future because some of the stuff is a bit changed. Um, and so yeah, so super spoiler warning. I'm sorry, I should have done that in the beginning. So yeah, spoiler warning and possible potential spoiler warning for future stuff, and then of course stuff I really hope some of this stuff happens. So anyways, um, so yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what happens in the 1.5 remastered edition. I'm hoping, and I'm like 90% sure at this point that it is the exact same, just recolored. Which the remastered one I want to say came out more recent. Like that's within is this if this is 2016, I think like 2020 uh, or so, the remastered or the re-edited version of this would come out. And so I'm not gonna go through every single page, just a few like things here and there. So yeah, so right off the bat, the Geek Boy Homecoming, it's already like the title of the book, and that can get kind of confusing because if you Google like an honor to all the geeks around the world, that really doesn't give you much. If you type in Cemetery Hills, that's kind of what this book is referred to. Sometimes this book is referred to as Geek Boy Homecoming, and that's what I refer to this book as most of the time as Geek Boy Homecoming, because it makes more sense in the sense of how the PSG title of the episodes are and everything like that. And so the Oten City, which is the city next to Dotten City, which we really didn't hear too much about originally. Um, but that is in the book and everything. And I mean, right off the bat, you can see that he is collecting pieces. Uh, and I think they did a better job of the pieces because Garterbelt explains it to him in episode one and everything. And the one thing that kind of sucks about this book is that all the pages are like this, where one page is super heavy on text, not even filling up the whole page sometimes to explain what the heck is going on with one picture, which looks cool, but it just kind of sucks because you don't really get that much narrative kind of stuff going. So all that with picking up all the pieces is all pretty much intact. Um, Corset and everything is still trying to, take over the world and open the key and everything. That's all the same. I don't want to show that part. and everything. And the one thing I did like about this one, let me fast forward it. Still trying to collect. The one thing I did like a lot about this book versus what happened in the episode is in this one, he when he assembles her, like she's not quite right. Like you can see right here that she has her like nice country girl kind of look to her and everything. Like she's not quite right, which is the same thing that happens in the episode or whatever. But in this one, like he keeps trying. He keeps trying to put her back together like a puzzle, and he does it a few different times, which I really do like how they covered that more so in the book, because I mean you can see that he keeps trying to put her back together and like keeps trying to figure it out. And it's kind of cool because like the little montage, like I mean if this was a montage, this would have been a really cool montage of him putting her back together and getting the wrong character, and you could clearly see who these characters are inspired by. And I really did like that part in this book. But it's the same thing. There's still a piece missing, and of course who has the last piece, that's exactly the same. Finally, of course the way they put the piece back on her is a bit different. I think, of course, they did that better in the show where they're running, they're running with the piece all together, and they're all lighting on fire because they're all demons and like sinners and everything. Except for Geek Boy, he's supposed to be the one pure one out of all of them, so he's clearly fine to take the piece to her, and like that part was absolutely epic in the episode one. Absolutely epic part when they're carrying her up, the last piece that they're missing. And so, of course, like the only page that gets a special kind of thing is the transformation page when she fully, turns back to herself and everything. Which, of course, at this point is pretty much where it deviates because in the book, can I show this page? Yeah, in this book, he's still fully powered up, whereas in the show, he's just like the little water droplet type deal thing. And he's the one controlling Stalking because she, became evil. She became a demon at that moment. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, let me give you the last page because it's easier to see on the last page. So on the last page, just like more concept art and stuff. And so this is what course is supposed to look like, and I think it looks pretty freaking cool. It's kind of hard to see when it does like the final hit to blow them all up and everything, which is completely different, of course. But I mean, most of the episode from the book and everything is still pretty much intact. Of course, I feel like the what they changed in pretty much like this final fighting, because like this I don't know if you want to say outline of what the episode would be like, it's a pretty good outline, and most of it's pretty intact about halfway through, and the overall idea is still pretty much there. And I think it was pretty cool. And then so here is like the other spoiler warning part, and this is the part that I really 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 want, is that interestingly enough is that when Panty shoots him, it also makes this like hole in their dimension, or the hole in their like reality somehow after Corset gets defeated and everything, right? And so the person that comes up through it is Alpha Omega Nova, which to me is the coolest part, and I was absolutely like not expecting this like the first time I saw this book, because at the time I got the book, I think you can find scans of this book pretty easily online, and at the time I didn't know about that. I didn't like actively look for anything, but to see this like kind of blew me away because like at first I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like, who the heck is that? And then like turn the page to realize who it is. I was like just blown away, and I was like, no way, that is not him. This is absolutely crazy. And of course, at this point, his memory should be wiped, so he has no idea who the heck he is and everything. And so it was a like a jaw dropping like way to end the episode, you know. And so pretty much it ends after that, and that would have been a insane way to end the episode, is revealing that Alpha Omega Nova is now in the Panty and Stalking universe. And I was kind of hoping for that when I watched this at Anime Expo. I was kind of waiting for the ending and waiting to see if something like this would happen, but no, it's a bit different, for sure. I mean, it's the whole two sisters fighting and arguing, which is a pretty good way to end the episode, just because like they're always arguing and fighting in kind of a way just to show that yeah, these two are supposed to be saving and supposed to be doing stuff, but they argue all the time. Like that's what these sisters always do, and it's like more of like a like comfort food kind of a way to end the episode versus like shocking everybody by showing Alpha Omega Nova is here. I mean, they could potentially still do that. They could still somehow rip a hole or something happen or different things, especially after watching episode what was it? Not six. Wait, is it six? Oh yeah, it is episode six. Episode six, and it's only a single episode on episode six. Because you know how they do the A B like American or sometimes the A B and C episodes. So yeah, what would be episode six when the boys show up? Um, that we get introduced to the pants dimension, which could potentially mean that there is other dimensions. And if Trigger still wants to do a whole Triggerverse type deal, that would be insanely cool, especially if it's PSG, which all they do is make fun of everything, which would shine so well in episodes and everything. And it pretty much does like a fake credit scene after that. But what's interesting is after that, it does a post credit scene, which they did show this and which is different. This is fairly more so different because it shows the thing that we saw in that first episode of the new, which Garterbolt used to fix up Panty to begin with. It has more meaning or more stuff going on because there's like this hologram and stuff like that of stalking and everything, which is like starting to hint at more stuff and more stuff within the universe, which I feel like this is where they changed and like stepped the route differently because they showed more different stuff at the end of episode 6 again where the boys show up and everything. But pretty much, yeah, pretty much after that, that's it. It just shows you like the character designs and of course who helped this, who did this. Here we go. Yeah. And so all the important people and then 16. And so yeah, so it's pretty much an outline, and I want to say most of the idea there, everything is pretty much there. Um, sure, it's not 100% the same, but I mean most of it is pretty much intact. Of course, some of the character designs are a little different with a corset. Of course, we didn't get the Alpha Omega Nova, but this who's not to say he won't show up later on if they're gonna have more stuff and do more things and more seasons and everything like that. So I think it's pretty good. Like, sure, it's not 100%. I'd have to give it a number. Um, Shoot, like 70%, 80% is there. I would want to say, but it's pretty dang close to what happens for the main outline of episode one, and what I thought was actually, I mean, I thought it was a freaking great opening. I thought the episode in the show was actually really great. When I saw this, I thought this was, incredibly cool and crazy because, like, it was for, it feels like forever from watching the original season and then having this book. And then I had friends that never seen this book. So, like, I remember one time I took it to work with me, and me and my friends uh, were looking through it and they were just, like, blown away because they didn't even knew that this book existed. Um, so when they saw it, they were like blown away too. And then I have one really good friend that absolutely loves Space Patrol Luluco. And so when they saw Alpha Omega Nova, they were like really blown away and really like shocked. And I'm like, if they bring him in, that would be really freaking cool. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, you could decide how close it is or not close it is. But I mean, it's pretty dang close to what actually ended up happening for episode one. And so, yeah, hopefully, if I do get the remastered book of this, I do want to get it. If I can get one for a good enough price, I'll try to pick it up so I can have both. And then I'll, of course, try to compare the two and go through them and see what's different about them. But I have a feeling it might be pretty dang the same. But yeah, that's all for this one, and thanks for watching.